it's Meg McCarthy from CherryPicks. I'm here at the 2024 Sundance Film Festival with the filmmaker of How to Have Sex, Molly Manning Walker. Hi, Molly. How are you? Congratulations on everything and happy Sundance.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm very good.
Good. I just want to first off say thank you so much for creating art that makes us feel seen and safe enough to unpack and validate our feelings. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thank you.
Growing up, what was your experience learning about sex and intimacy from film and television? And then how important was it for you as a filmmaker to kind of explore the harmful cultural effects of the male gaze?
Yeah, I think we never really had a film that looked at how to have sex as such or how not to have sex. We had, I think I went for assault when I was 16, and all the assaults that I saw in films were like hypersexualized or very violent, and they were kind of not useful for me going through that. So yeah, I wanted to make something that people kind of recognize their own experience and still didn't like totally re-traumatize you. It didn't have to be over graphic or over violent.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the sex scenes aren't gratuitous at all. I mean, you say so much with so little, and show so much without showing a lot, which is so impactful. Also, your use of silence is deafening. It really encapsulates the kind of mental and physical exhaustion of processing trauma alone. That constant internal dialogue of trying to combat societal expectations with gut feelings. Can you talk to me about like giving that space and writing that in and then working through that as a director?
Yeah, it's funny. People always pick up on the silence. And I think when we were making the film, I wrote this chart about when there was silence. And it's like 2 moments in the film there's a pure silence. And the rest of the time there's like really heavy bass in the background or like club music, clashing music. And I think the silence feels more impactful because you're constantly like cluttered with the rest of the noise. So I think probably in other films there's more silence, but because it's so intensely, there's music throughout the whole film. You really feel those moments more.
Yeah, and you also gave Mia such a beautiful opportunity as an actor. First of all, she's tremendous in this, to sort of just have that space for herself. I'm sure as a performer, and that was just beautiful. Let's talk about your background as a cinematographer, which I'm such a huge fan. Scrapper was one of my favorite films of last year. Talk to me about sort of using the camera as a storytelling device also, especially when showcasing this dizziness and this confusion and fears around consent and assault.
Yeah, so I wanted to be really close to the character to kind of see it through her face. Again, going back to like not making it over grotesque, and so like really witnessing how she felt about every moment. So the plan was to kind of like track her emotions and be really close to her, and therefore when it's moving it's like quite dizzying, and then when she goes missing it's like I was like, well, we shot the rest of the film handheld and like close to her, so it feels weird to pick up another character, so instead let's like be static and zoom past and you kind of feel the missing elements of her rather than picking up a new character.
Absolutely. Also, watching your film, I was really reminded of Peggy Ornstein's book, Girls and Sex. Are you familiar with it?
No, I haven't read it.
It's great. She has a whole bit in there about virginity, rather this cultural idea of virginity, and the fact that sort of even putting it in a category of its own sort of isn't very helpful and is actually harmful. And I feel like you did that brilliantly. Talk to me about kind of exploring this concept of virginity, or rather the concept of like what even is virginity and losing one's virginity.
Yeah, I think it's such an old school concept now, and I think for so many years we, even putting an age on it legally, a lot of people we spoke to when we were researching the film was like, by putting a legal age on it you kind of expect people to do it by that time, and like even that pressure is really unuseful. I guess as well, the lack of conversation around sex and especially female pleasure means that, there's such an unknown thing. So it's like, let's just get rid of it. Let's just do it, rather than what is sex and what do you enjoy and like, how do we make that better?
Exactly. And to like feel okay to enjoy it and to have the permission, to give yourself the permission to prioritize your pleasure. And I just kept thinking of Tara, and I was like, I feel like hopeful. I feel like maybe that she's going to have the conversations, I'm hoping, so she can prioritize her pleasure in the future. But it's just, yeah, it's just heartbreaking but beautiful. And just thank you so much for gifting this incredible film. So thank you.
Thank you.